Okay. Okay, welcome, Lorivie. I'm going to share my desktop today, and we will review your skill of male catheterization. Do you have any question before we're starting?
Not right now, no.
I just want to very briefly review what we will do today. In our short brief, we will review together the skill checklist of male catheterization. We will review your SmART skill that you developed and how you identify strengths and weaknesses. And we did it together with the annotation, the video annotation. And at the end of the session, we will discuss feedback in terms of the critical incident questionnaire that we use it a lot in our simulation lab. At the end of the session, when we'll end up, I will send you the link for this recording so you can have access to it at any time. Is that okay?
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay, let's review I think it's a good place to start to just together look at the checklist when we are doing the insertion of a straight or indwelling catheter. For the sake of time, we're just going to review the first three one. So the first stage, we're saying that we need to review the patient's medical record and review the physician order for catheterization. Also, we want to create, close the curtains. What do you think we need to close the curtains?
For patients' privacy.
Yes, excellent. Another thing that is important before actually doing the skill is assessing the status of the patient. And that could include assessing when patients last void. And we can do that by palpating the bladder for distension, right? What do you think this is important to palpating the bladder for distension before we're putting the indwelling catheter?
Just to see if they might have voided or not, or if the bladder's full, because otherwise if they've already voided and you insert the catheter, you're not going to get anything.
Yeah, so I also ask the patient, is he moving? Is the patient not able to move? Any pain? Assess patient's level of awareness. Can he engage in a conversation? Obviously, patient gender, and performing hand hygiene. So let's review together very briefly your video and identify what do you think was good, what do you think was not so good in the video you created. Just let me do it from the beginning.
So let's start with hand hygiene. Reposition the bed. Just so you see fine.
Why did you write a bad bed positioning, do you think? Why do we have this as the annotation, bad positioning?
Well, I think because it's important to have the bed at the right level, like at your waist. Otherwise, through the procedure, you'll just be bending over.
Right, exactly. So let's continue. Excellent.
Raise the bed, not lower it. Next, raising the bed. So pull this down.
So here we wrote in the annotation that require introduction to patients. What were you thinking about in relation to the three points we discussed with skill checklist?
Mm-hmm.
What would you have done better? What do you think are strengths or weaknesses?
Yeah, I would have told the patient what I was going to do first, and then like tell him before I pulled the covers down, because I didn't even say anything, and I don't even know if I drew the blinds for private to make it private. So
Yeah. What other stuff we spoke about in terms of making sure there's privacy? Also the door and the curtains, right?
Oh, and the assessments. I didn't do any assessments beforehand.
Such as, for example, what would you have done?
Like you said, palpating the bladder, asking if they last voided.
Yeah, and engage with the patient. You see his level of participation, check gender, check how he feels about that. Right.
Mm-hmm. And
Excellent.
I didn't introduce myself either, so that's another thing.
Yeah, that's right. Fantastic point you identify. So I just want to kind of go back to our agenda for today. So we briefly spoke about the three steps in the checklist, and before kind of summarizing, let's go back and summarize this brief interaction in terms of the critical incident questionnaire. So what point in this very short, we only had it at 2 minutes, I know, very short moment, did you feel engaged and helpful in this particular online Adobe Connect session?
Mm-hmm. Well, I felt most engaged when we would go through the video and then you would pause it and then ask me what I felt that I could have improved on. I thought that was really helpful.
Yeah, fantastic. Let's just end up the session. Okay, so thank you so much. Thank you for the video and the annotation. And we will meet each other again.